Hey guys, it's Candace.
And it's Elena.
And you're listening to Cousins on Crime.
I said, it's Elena.
It's Elena.
I'm from Texas.
Oh, man. Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, anything and everything.
We're back in the studio.
Yep.
So we have baseboards now. What are you going to do about it?
And a table.
And a table.
Candace set a table up for us.
So we're there.
I mean,
we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's Tuesday vibes. So
are you going to get tacos after?
Oh, that just sounds so good.
Yeah.
Oh, tweet, bird. Yeah. Tweet. Maybe I should shut the window. Anyways, how are you doing? How's your day?
Good. It's been good. I don't know.
Good.
It was just work.
Yeah.
We had our fall festival at church this weekend.
That's right. And we couldn't come because, you know, croup. Strep.
No.
Yes.
I was wondering why you were just like, no, not going.
Yeah. Yes. I actually took Daisy to the emergency room.
Oh, bless.
At 1:30 in the morning so it would have been Saturday morning at 1:30 in the morning. She had kind of coughed a little bit when she got up from her nap at school. Because when I got there, she was still sleeping, which they've been still sleeping. So I was like, I wonder if they're coming down with something because they don't.
They don't like to take naps.
Well, they don't take naps anymore, except for at school.
Okay.
So I asked her teacher because when Daisy woke up, she went, and I said, has she been coughing today? And she said, no, she hasn't coughed at all. So I was like, okay. And so she was fine, a little tired, a little lethargic. And then I put her to bed. And then she woke up in the middle of the night.
Oh.
With this like, and I've just never heard her like that. And my first thought was croup.
Yeah. So
we put her in our bed and I just couldn't go back to sleep. I was going to take her to the doctor in the morning. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go to the emergency room because I don't like the way she's breathing right now.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. So she has croup. She had croup and strep. She got on antibiotics. And then of course, Poppy started coughing.
Yeah.
Saturday, that very day. But, you know, they were off school Friday, Saturday. Oh, wait, no. They came down with it on Friday.
Oh.
They were off of school, so I thought it was Saturday. So they were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Okay, so they were out.
So they were just off anyways. It was like a holiday because that's what they do these days.
We've already had this.
We have talked about this. Yeah. But yeah, it was Columbus Day on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Columbus? Are we serious? We're going to celebrate Columbus by taking off all these days. Do you know Christopher Columbus?
Okay. I know Christopher Columbus.
Okay. Do they know Christopher Columbus?
Do they even teach that in schools anymore?
I don't know.
So, yeah, but they only it was only Monday for the celebration.
Right. But then then
teacher in service and all that.
Yeah, like teacher.
They're just building off of it.
I'm just like, come on, guys. I'm hanging on by a thread over here. You've got to quit this. Oh, Lord. Back to school tomorrow, but
and they're better.
Yeah, you know, they still have a little residual cough, but they're not contagious. So good. They were cleared to go back to school. And yeah, it's just like,
so what are you going to do with yourself?
Work.
Get some work done.
Yeah, man. I got stuff to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, guys, y'all got to go away. And they're stir crazy. I haven't taken them out anywhere, like to a play place or anything like that because they've been sick and they're just like bouncing off the walls at the house. They're like, I'm bored. I want a snack. They've blown through all the snacks.
Of course.
I need to start putting a lock on the pantry.
That's funny. Chase and I talked about that today because Grayson ate all the chips that I bought for them to share. Mm-hmm. Grayson tends to take the bag of chips to his room.
Daniel does that.
Oh,
that's
and
Daniel
I tell
Van
him,
Wade.
Don't eat all those. Those are for you and your brother to share. And so all of a sudden they're gone. And Chase said, I think you need to put a lock on the pantry.
That's so funny because you've got 2 teenage boys.
Yeah.
I've got 3 little girls and they probably eat the same amount.
Yeah.
We're probably constantly running out of groceries in our house. Oh man, that's so funny. But yeah, so we're getting over it. I was sick, which is why we took that week off.
So you missed the Train and Grain.
I missed the Train and Grain.
Our festival at the church. They would have had so much fun though.
I know they really
We had a
would've.
bounce house. We had a little train for the kids to ride. We had a hay ride.
It was fun last year. They loved it last year.
It was better than it was last year.
Oh man, just say it wasn't better.
I'm
say
sorry.
It was. It just was so lame. You didn't miss anything.
No, I think the pumpkins and stuff are still out if you want to bring them for pictures.
Okay, maybe do that.
Yeah, but maybe we should get on with the show because.
Oh, get on with the show, you say? Did you see my shirt?
I do see your shirt.
Well.
Okay, tell me.
The murder I'm going to tell you about today is one that I've wanted to cover for a long time.
Okay. This
murder is of someone that I'm a huge fan of. Mm-hmm. Lena is also a fan. Mm-hmm. And in honor of October being Hispanic Heritage Month, I wanted to tell you guys the story of Selena Quintanilla Perez.
Wow. Okay. That's a big one.
Yes. So let's go. March 31st, 1995, Selena pulled into the parking lot at the Days Inn Motel on Navigation Boulevard in Corpus Christi, Texas. Selena had a recording session booked for 10 a.m., but she needed to swing by and pick up the last few records from her former employee, Yolanda Saldivar. You see, just months before this, Selena's dad had uncovered a dark betrayal that shook the entire family. Yolanda, the manager of Selena's fan club, had been stealing money from Selena's business. They didn't know at that time how deep the embezzlement went. That's why Selena was there to collect the records so that she could connect all the dots. I watched an interview with her dad, and he was saying that this was the day after her murder, and the reporters were saying, like, how long has this been going on? And he said, we don't know yet. That's why Selena was collecting these records, because we wanted to build a case. We didn't want her to come sue us because she was actually under contract when they fired her.
Oh.
So they wanted to make sure they had some solid evidence against her.
Okay.
For like grounds of her being fired.
I didn't even realize that part.
Yeah. And the toughest part about all of this was that Yolanda wasn't just an employee. I mean, she had become like part of Selena's family over the years and a trusted confidant. They just gave her more and more responsibility, more and more access to things. But even though it had taken her some time to arrive at this realization, Selena knew she had to let Yolanda go, both as an employee and as a friend. Mm-hmm. After a quick trip to get Yolanda checked out at the hospital that morning, we'll talk about that, Selena and Yolanda entered room 158, and Selena said, okay, give me the documents so I can go. I'm done with this.
Oh.
Like, this charade has gone on too long. Selena had come by the motel the night before that with her husband to get those records. But when she got home, she realized that the financial statements from October were missing.
Oh.
With that and the shocking revelation that Yolanda disclosed to Selena about her being raped, I think Selena knew that Yolanda was dragging this out.
Oh, yeah.
She was doing anything and everything she could. It
was a whole manipulation.
It was. One thing after the other. We'll never know exactly what happened inside that motel room. I saw some reports saying that nobody heard arguing. I saw some reports saying people did hear arguing. So they must have been arguing for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that once they got back from the hospital, Yolanda tried to engage Selena in conversation to get her to stay even longer than she had. Selena was already late for her recording session and she needed to go.
Oh.
And she was just so irritated by now. When Selena finally began to leave, Yolanda pulled out a .38 caliber revolver and pointed it at her. Selena darted towards the door, frantically thrusting it open when a shot rang out. Yolanda had shot Selena in the back. Now, Selena was able to get out of the room. She bolted across the lawn, past the swimming pool, through the parking lot, and through a breezeway where she finally made it to the lobby. She flung open the door and shouted to motel staff to secure the door. She said, "She's got a gun. She's coming. She's got a gun." The front desk clerk, Shauna Vella, rushed to Selena's side as she collapsed on the cold tile floor, the disgusting motel floor.
Oh, man.
Another motel employee called 911 at 11:50 a.m. and told dispatch that this may be an active shooter situation. They weren't sure, but they believed that the suspect had a gun and was still on site. He was even able to tell the operator who shot Selena because just before she lost consciousness, Selena was able to tell them, "Yolanda Saldivar did this to me. She's a guest in room 158.
Wow. To be cognizant enough after getting shot. That's just...
I know. She's amazing. Now, according to reporting by People magazine, once 911 was called, the ambulance arrived 1 minute and 55 seconds later.
Wow.
Under 2 minutes.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But when paramedics arrived, Selena wasn't breathing at that point. She had lost so much blood already, and they really had their work cut out for them. Medics performed CPR en route to Corpus Christi Memorial Hospital, as well as made valiant attempts to stop the bleeding. Once the ambulance arrived at the hospital and they had a little more resources, they tried blood infusions and they even did like an open heart massage to try and get her heartbeat into like a steady rhythm, but none of it worked. I mean, she had extensive internal bleeding and her vitals showed no brain activity. Selena was pronounced dead at 1:05 p.m. that day. Her official cause of death was exsanguination, so she bled out. And that single shot to her back ripped through vital arteries. Selena was just 23 years old. 2 weeks shy from her 24th birthday.
Yeah. And I mean, we didn't even realize how young she was at that.
Know.
I mean, we were
So I was
young.
Almost 10 and you were 11. And we just loved her.
Yeah.
And it was just shocking. Just shocking. So let's talk about Selena. Oh, what an angel. If y'all can't tell that I'm lit up just talking about her, like I can't help you. So Selena Quintanilla was born April 16th, 1971 in Lake Jackson, Texas to parents Abraham Quintanilla Jr. and mother Marcela Ophelia Amora. She also went by Maria. She had an older sister, Suzette, and a brother, Abraham III, but he went by Aby. Selena and her siblings were raised in Corpus Christi, Texas, and like many second-generation Mexican Americans, they were taught to speak English. It's funny because when I was growing up, I had a lot of, Hispanic friends, and all their parents were first generation, and they all spoke Spanish, but my friends didn't speak Spanish.
Oh,
and
really?
I was like, why don't you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
So I think they just, wanted to come to this country, be a part of this country, speak English, and they raised their families the same way. So when Abraham was young, her dad, He was in a band called Dinos in the 1950s, and music was a huge part of the family. It was in his blood. He played it all over the house, and the kids grew up in it. And at a very young age, Selena was performing around the house. She'd step up onto a curb outside and act like it was her stage. And Abraham just knew she was different. Mm-hmm. All his kids were very musically inclined and played instruments, actually. But when it came to vocals, Selena stopped people in their tracks.
So talented.
So talented. Despite being raised to speak English, Abraham taught Selena to sing in Spanish and explain the importance of her heritage to her. So he taught her the correct pronunciation. And it's so funny because I remember watching the movie and I just remember being like, oh, she didn't speak Spanish that whole time that she was singing in Spanish.
Yeah.
Her accent was amazing. I mean, it was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So she had mastered the pronunciation in song. Eventually, later in her life, like in her teens, 20s, she learned to speak Spanish because she wanted to engage with her audience. So she began performing at the age of 10 with the band Selena y los Dinos. Mm-hmm. It was a family band. Her sister Suzette played the drums and Abby was on bass. And her dad was their manager. I think it is so cool that her sister played drums. I mean, these days we see more female drummers, but back then, no.
Yeah. I mean, we have a cousin that can play drums, but a female.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was cool.
It is so cool.
To be able to keep that rhythm.
But it just shows like how innovative and fearless that Abraham was with his children and them in the music industry. And we'll talk more about Selena, how she was like the first female lead in Tejano music. It just shows that he was like, well, my kids can do anything. Like, who cares about stereotypes? So they started out performing at the family's restaurant, Papagayo's. Sounds delicious. Okay, I'm definitely getting tacos now. Definitely. Okay, so then it was on to weddings. They did fairs. They did local Latin spots like clubs. Sadly, though, the restaurant Papagayo's didn't survive the oil and gas crash of the time.
Oh.
Yeah, like many family-owned restaurants, even nowadays, it's so hard to sustain that kind of a business, and they were just hemorrhaging money. Yeah. So they had to close it down. But the band didn't go anywhere. They were still on fire. They were so well received by the community because this was the first Tejano band with a female lead, like I said. Their sound was fresh. It was unique. But all that aside, Selena had the it factor.
Right.
I mean, she owned her audience. It was amazing.
She knew how to entertain.
She did. And it came so naturally to her. If you've ever seen any of the videos of Selena performing, whether it was her as a kid or when she hit it big, you can just see the electricity radiating from her performance and into the crowd. Her fans loved her so much. And I don't mean that in a metaphorical, like dramatic way. I really mean they had so much love for her. And we still do. I'm wearing a Selena t-shirt. She was so genuine and down to earth and accessible. She had a way of making her fans feel like they were part of her family or a friend, just someone that she could relate to or they could relate to. By 1985, Selena y los Dinos had established a pretty solid fan base in South Texas, and they were invited to perform on the Johnny Canela show. Selena was just 14 years old.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
That's so impressive.
Right. You remember when Britney Spears came on the scene and she was 16? Everybody was like, ooh, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
No, Selena came first and she was 14. So in 1987, she was honored with the Best Female Vocalist of the Year at the Tejano Music Awards. That was just 2 years later. So she was 16 when she received that award. Her rise to fame appeared to be really a seamless transition from this to that. You know, each performance and each award boosting her further and further up. And together, Selena y Los Dinos put out 7 albums in the Latin music space. So when I say they were established in Tejano music, I do mean established.
Yeah. I mean, 7 albums, that's a lot of work. It takes so much time.
Work. Right. And her brother, A.B., I mean, they wrote most of their music.
Yeah.
He is very talented. And so she loved being part of the Latin community. It was her culture. She was proud. And it was very important to her, but she wanted more. She really wanted to kind of cross over into English and more mainstream pop. So when Selena was 18 years old, she was scouted by a producer who saw her perform, and this led to her signing with EMI Records in 1989. It's hard to grasp that she had already had this whole career in Tejano music by the age of 18.
Oh, wow.
And she's just starting this solo career at that point. But it wasn't like the band broke up or anything. The band was essentially the same. She just went by Selena. That's the only thing that really changed. AB was producing her music, writing a lot of her music still, and her sister was helping out with the business side of things. Her first self-titled solo album released October 17th, 1989, the very same year she was signed. I mean, that seems pretty quick.
Yeah.
You know, she's discovered, she's signed, and then she puts out a record in that year. Like, that just shows the talent. I bet her brother had already had all these songs written, and he was just like ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
She also landed a deal with Coca-Cola that year, which was huge for her and for anyone, really. And listen, 1989 must have been Selena's year, because on top of all of that success, she met Chris Perez, who began playing guitar in her band. Now, right away, there was a spark between them, but her dad was not a fan of Chris. Yeah. Not at all. So they kept their relationship secret for a long time, years. And I'm sure people suspected things, but they just were very mum's the word. So finally in 1992, Selena was tired of the secrecy, and she wanted to hold hands with the man she loved. She wanted to kiss him in public. She wanted to just be out in the open. So they got married at the courthouse, and it was like, y'all are going to have to accept it because we're married now.
It happened.
Yeah. I mean, her dad was very angry, but he came around. I mean, you can tell just how much Selena respected and loved her dad because she kept that secret for so long. And it wasn't that she was doing it out of spite or out of deception. It was just that she didn't want to hurt her dad, but she didn't want to let Chris go. I mean, she was stuck between a rock and a hard place, really. And she wasn't that type of girl to be inauthentic. So I can't imagine what those years of secrecy, they probably really wore on her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she knew what she wanted.
Yeah. And Chris actually gave an interview after her death, just a little side note, and said that before Selena died, she was really sad and like questioning everything. And that interview really upset her family and her fans, because he made it sound like Selena was this like tortured soul and she was just, you know, leading up to her death. And I don't think that was it at all. That's not how I interpret it. Since guys aren't great listeners
or intuitive
and aren't the best at interpreting women, I'll give you my professional opinion. I think Selena, like I said, it was worn out from having to hide her relationship. I think he was the only person she could confide in at that time.
Well, and not just that, but you have to also think, you know, she just got married and life has changed, you know, and her hormones, she's still, you know, maybe she's...
Well, and she wanted to start a family.
Yeah.
And so when he says, you know, she was questioning whether music was really something she wanted to do anymore, I'm sure she was questioning that because she was newly married. She wanted kids. She wanted to have a farm. And she was probably like, well, my mom was a stay-at-home mom and she just had kids. And back then in the 80s and 90s, our moms were stay-at-home moms. I mean, your mom was career driven.
Right.
But that was out of the ordinary for women. So I think she was questioning all that. And she did probably feel suffocated because most celebrities, I'm sure, do. And she was young. She was so young.
Yeah. So, and she had already had this whole career for years. Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think that she was sad and depressed when she died. I think that there were so many things going on, so many transitions, really exciting things. The Yolanda thing was really terrible. So I like to remember Selena as happy. That's of course my little side note. Anywho, in 1994, Selena won a Grammy for Best Mexican American Album. And her win was televised, which is significant because, there are a lot of awards that don't make the cut for time's sake, and they don't get televised. And furthermore, back in the 1990s, we didn't care about inclusion. I mean, we weren't concerned with diversity and making sure we included people. So Selena being in the award show just went to show you that the industry was watching her and they knew she was about to rise to a level of fame in America that most people could only dream of.
Right.
Most artists could only imagine. So the same year in 1994, Selena opened 2 boutiques. They were unlike anything retail had ever seen before. They had apparel. There was a nail salon, hair salon, massage rooms, fragrance. I mean,
and she designed her clothes.
She designed her clothes. And if she had been here today, I'm sure she would have added lashes and
of course,
brow lamination too. She also released her last album, Amor Prohibido, in 1994. And the song at the heart of that album, titled Amor Prohibido, was inspired by her grandparents' love story.
Oh.
And maybe also aligned with her own love story.
Okay.
So AB explained to Latin Groove News that the song was written about their grandmother, Concepcion Castro, and they called her Conchita.
Oh.
So Conchita grew up very poor, and she ended up working for a very wealthy family as their maid, the Calderons.
Oh.
One of their 4 sons, Humberto, fell in love with Conchita.
Oh.
And they kept it secret.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because Humberto knew they were not going to accept him dating the maid. Well, shortly into their romance, Humberto was tragically killed in a hunting accident.
No.
So they never got to live their life together out in the open. But Conchita, Selena's grandmother, was 3 months pregnant with Selena's mom.
Oh, my
At the time Humberto died.
That gives me chills. It's like,
I know. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
And Selena's mom was the only child she ever had.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Of course, the Calderon family did not welcome her into the fold. So Conchita and her family moved to Edna, Texas to start a new life.
Wow.
Yes.
Did they try to come into the family later? Like when Selena got big?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, we're family.
That I don't know. But I just thought, I just love that. I mean, what a sad but beautiful story.
Right.
In 1995, Selena tried her hand at acting because why not?
Yeah.
I mean, she's 23. She's done it all. She's like, I haven't tried acting yet. She appeared as a mariachi singer in the movie Don Juan DeMarco starring Johnny Depp. I didn't even knew that.
Yeah.
So the Selena Bridge at the Riverwalk in San Antonio was actually built in the 1940s as part of the original construction of the Riverwalk, but it was named for her as she rose to fame. So it's now known as the Selena Bridge. And that bridge would actually later appear in the movie about her. So much had happened for Selena in her short life. She was a force that only evil could stop. A couple months before her murder, Abraham kept getting these phone calls that Selena's fan club members were not getting their merch. I don't know if artists still do this these days, but back in the day, you could send in a check or a money order. Kids, Google that, to join an artist's fan club, and you'd receive a t-shirt, cassette tapes, Google that too, maybe even signed merch if you were like in the top tier membership.
Oh, okay.
Well, fans who had sent in their money, it had been months, and they were wondering where their stuff was.
Oh, no.
So Abraham was like, dude, I am a big deal. You need, like, why am I getting these phone calls? So he went to Yolanda and he asked her about it. He's like, why am I messing around with this? And Yolanda, at first, of course, she brushed it off. And she's like, oh, I'll get to it. There must be a mistake.
I'll check on it.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And Abraham was like, and he confronted her again. And it was hard for her to deny it this time because he was still getting these phone calls. She hadn't sorted anything out. And after Selena's murder, he told KHOU Channel 11 that he grew up on the streets. Okay. And having been raised in that environment, you just get a feel for people.
Oh, yeah.
And he said ever since he had met Yolanda, he didn't really like her. There was something about her that was, quote, unbalanced.
So he wouldn't have hired her if he was the one making the decisions.
So Yolanda reached out to Abraham. Okay. Because at the time, Selena didn't have a fan club. This was years and years and years back.
Okay, I do remember that.
When she was first getting started. And so Yolanda reached out to them and was like, hey, I love your daughter. She's amazing. She's so talented. She was obsessed with Selena.
Yes.
And so they were like, okay, come start this fan club. So anyway, that's how she got in the fold. He explained how over the years, Yolanda had this unhealthy affinity, almost a fixation on Selena that went far beyond like a normal adoration. Abraham was used to people falling all over Selena. I mean, she was a star after all. And he knew why. He loved her too. But Yolanda's infatuation with his daughter made him uncomfortable.
I'm sure.
There was something about it.
Yeah.
So now that all of this is going on, he had already had a bad taste in his mouth with Yolanda. And so now there seems to be a problem with money that she's managing, and his spidey senses are all kind of tingling. Yolanda had been managing the fan club accounts for 3 years by this point.
Oh. And
8 months prior to the murder, they put Yolanda in charge of Selena's business accounts. Because, Selena had been out on the road. She wasn't able to like sign things. They put her name on the checking account so that she could sign for Selena and all of that stuff. They had given her so much access and responsibility. Now, Abraham asked Yolanda for all the records because he was like, I want to know who's signed up. I want to know whose payments have come in. I want to see the deposit slips.
Yeah.
The shipments. I want it all. So he could figure out why am I still getting these phone calls?
Right.
He didn't know just how far it had gone. I mean, he thought maybe there's a mistake or maybe she's stealing from us or whatever, but he had no clue what was really. Yeah. Well, Yolanda directed him to this filing cabinet. Yolanda says, well, I keep all the records in this filing cabinet. But when he opened the drawers, they were empty. What? Drawer after drawer, empty. There was tumbleweeds blowing in there.
And so
there was
what's her response to that? Like,
right.
How do you explain that?
Yeah. And she's like, well, I don't know. And so anyway, It appeared that Yolanda had cleared out all the documents because whatever she'd been doing was so shameful, she didn't want to be found out. There's just one little problem, though, because Abraham's the man. And you know those old metal filing cabinets?
Yeah.
If you get in there too many times and start shuffling papers around, things can fall behind those drawers. Oh, that's right. So Abraham was taking the drawers out.
Okay.
And he found long lost checks, invoices, pieces of paper that had fallen down back into the abyss. Whatever he found in there suggested that Yolanda had been stealing.
Okay.
So after more digging, he worked out that Yolanda had been cashing the fan club checks and keeping the money, not sending merch, not doing anything. And he was pissed.
Yeah.
He shared this with Selena and she was crushed. I mean, absolutely crushed. She couldn't believe it at first. But after being shown all the paperwork that he had uncovered, she knew she had to do something. So Abraham and Selena met with Yolanda to confront her about the embezzlement. And this was early March of that year.
Okay.
And just a few weeks before Selena met her at the motel that day. Yolanda sat unfazed as they spread the documents out on the table before her. She may have initially denied some of the allegations, but the evidence was so overwhelming. And all she could really do is sit there in silence. And she just basically stared at the wall.
Well, yeah, because what can you say after that?
Right. Right. And I'm not sure what was going through her mind right about now.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, I would say that she thought this was just going to blow over.
Like, she would weasel her way out somehow.
Because she had been so, it's that lack of awareness of the gravity of a situation that allows people to just put aside inhibition and carry on like this. It's just, they have no fear at all.
Or integrity or...
There you go. Character. Yeah. Anything. So she had gone on with this for so long, she probably thought, I'm just going to get out of this. So a couple weeks before the murder, when Yolanda realized her name had been removed from Selena's checking accounts, she was shocked and upset.
Oh, wow.
I mean, she was like, what?
Yeah. How dare.
Yeah, exactly. So after her crimes were exposed, she realized she had nothing. I mean, after that, this obsession that she had with Selena really kind of turned into rage.
Yeah. The gig was up.
By the time news of Selena's death had made it to fans, the initial thought was, come on, tomorrow's April Fool's. Like, that's a sick joke.
Yeah.
Like, I don't appreciate that. But Selena was so forward facing. She was so present with her fans that no one could believe it. They had just seen her.
Yeah.
They had just seen her. But the news was flooded with her face and what had happened, and it just started to sink in. But let's go back to the day she died, because after the shooting, Yolanda holed up in her pickup truck with a gun to her head. The same gun she had used to kill the one person that was willing to give her 100 chances.
Yeah.
Larry Young, the Corpus Christi Police Department, took point as the lead negotiator, speaking with Yolanda by phone for over 7 hours.
Yeah.
He was on the phone with her for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Like 7.5. I
remember hearing that.
You remember that? Yeah. I remember the news, and we're like, she's still in the truck? So Yolanda cried and she said, I didn't mean to do it. And she's like, is Selena okay? But they wouldn't tell her anything about Selena. She said, I love her. We're best friends. And I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. And after 9 hours total standoff with Yolanda, she finally surrendered and was apprehended. By the following morning, formal charges had been levied against Yolanda Saldivar for first-degree murder. At a pretrial hearing, hundreds of people lined up for a chance to get in the courtroom.
Yeah.
They had to literally raffle tickets.
Really?
For people to get in.
I didn't even know that.
Whoever got tasked with the job had to stand outside the courthouse, hand out these tickets, and shuffle around a cardboard box full of tickets and pick one out.
No way.
And call out the number. And as soon as whosoever's number got called, was like, it's me, you know, and they would celebrate and they would smile, and they got to go in and they were ushered into the building. It was kind of like a spectacle, like the OJ trial. Okay. Many people have referred to it as it's very similar to the OJ trial. At trial, lead prosecutor Carlos Valdez, who is now a judge, told the jury that on March 30th, the day before Selena was murdered, Yolanda came back to Texas from having been in Monterrey, Mexico. So she checked into the Days Inn and called Selena and asked her to come by and talk. Now, Selena, bless her, she was too close to the situation to really see what was going on. She had such a friendly relationship with Yolanda for so long, and now her family's telling her that she's doing all this bad stuff. She just can't imagine it. So when she was at the motel that night before she was killed, like I said, she went there the night before to get all those records.
Yes.
Yolanda told her that she had been raped when she was in Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So here's what happened. Here's exactly what happened. Selena was like, I'm here to get all the paperwork. Yolanda gave her some paperwork and was like, I was raped, trying to get her reeled back in. So when Selena got home, she realized that paperwork was missing. She went to the motel that morning and said, look, I'll take you to the hospital, because it probably came up again. She's probably there to get that last piece of paperwork. And Yolanda's like, oh, it's just that I'm just so blah, 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 blah. Right. And she's like, okay, look, I'm going to take you to the hospital. But the nurse at the trial testified that the examination showed no evidence that Yolanda had been raped.
Of course not.
And listen, this is controversial.
Right.
There are some rape kits that don't show any sign of assault. And who knows? It had been days since she had returned.
True, okay.
So, but the nursing staff told Selena she has not been assaulted.
Unlikely, right.
And I bet Selena was like, you're out here making me look like a fool.
Right.
I've missed my recording session, driving you to the hospital. Like, just give me the freaking documents and let me be on my way. And so when they got back to the motel, there was an argument because Yolanda wanted her to stay. She wanted to talk. She wanted to keep trying to
weasel
dig her heels in, trying to say more things. And when Selena wouldn't listen, when she turned around to go to the door, she pulled out that gun. She knew exactly what she was doing. Mm-hmm. The sob story about being raped was Yolanda's last Hail Mary. And when that didn't work, she knew she had lost Selena for good.
Right.
So she pulled out that .38 caliber that she had purchased just after she was fired.
Okay.
And shot Selena. If I can't have you, nobody one will.
Yeah.
Now, New AC's county medical examiner, Dr. Lloyd White, who performed Selena's autopsy, also testified at trial. He described Selena's wound to the court. It's crazy that I just said wound. Because, so often we're talking about heinous multiple injuries and how it took one gunshot to bring our Queen of Tejano down. It just caused irreparable damage. Anyway, the bullet entered her back on the right side near her shoulder blade, traveled through her right lung, and exited out the front of her body just below her right collarbone. And in exiting the body. The bullet also caused damage to her heart muscle, which is on the opposite side of her chest, and tore through all those vital arteries, which was why she bled out so fast. It was an impactful and brief testimony by the doctor because the defense really didn't have any questions on cross. I mean, what were they going to ask? When are we breaking for lunch? Right. I mean, there was nothing for them to say. When the case was finally turned over to the defense, however, they maintained, Yolanda, the gun went off accidentally. Oh, and by the way, she only had the gun for protection because she was getting all these threats. Right. She was getting all these threats since she had been fired. She was scared for her safety. She didn't bring it there to kill anybody, especially Selena.
Then why take it out of your bag?
Right. And so I think that had all of the financial crimes not been a part of the whole thing, like what if she just shot Selena and nothing had led up to that? Nothing led up to it. I think the jury may have bought the whole accident.
Sure.
Or entertained it at least. But Yolanda had shown herself to be a liar, a thief, obsessed, unhinged lady.
Yeah.
And it just sticks with me that Abraham called her unbalanced. Like that was the first thing that he thought of when he...
First impression.
Yeah, as his first impression of her is that she was unbalanced. And boy, was he right. With that, after deliberating for just 2 hours, the jury handed down a guilty verdict. Yolanda received life with the possibility of parole after serving 30 years. Now, I wrote a whole paragraph and I put it at the end of this story about how she was up for parole this year and the stupid interview she gave beforehand. Selena and Yolanda, the secrets between them. I'm sure we mentioned that last year in one of our episodes.
I think I remember talking about it.
It came out and we were like, oh, we've got to watch that. I watched a little bit of it, but I had to turn it off because
I never did watch it.
She made it all about herself.
Of course.
And I could not stand looking at her marshmallow face. I just could not stand it. I'm sorry, but she looks like a marshmallow. She accused Selena in that documentary of having an affair with a doctor and that all the money that Yolanda had been stealing, all those cash checks, was at Selena's direction. Oh. Selena was like, cash all these checks and I can secretly go see my lover.
That makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Sorry, no, that doesn't work.
No. And Yolanda also alleged that Amor Prohibido was written about her love affair with this doctor.
Oh, please.
What? And actually, back in 2012, this doctor, I'm not going to say his name, but he's a real person. He gave an interview to Premier Impacto. It was a TV program.
Oh, okay.
And he admitted that him and Selena were lovers.
Oh my.
They had a brief affair.
No.
But Selena's family adamantly denies this. They said there's absolutely no evidence that she had some romantic relationship with this doctor while she was married.
To someone who she loved and couldn't be away from.
And so anyway, this doctor has never been heard from again. Like that was the only interview he ever gave, or he gave, it was some kind of piece in a magazine.
That kills me. It kills me how people can just bank off of.
Yeah.
Just for
But that's
5
Yolanda,
minutes of fame.
Though. That's Yolanda, though.
Well, yeah.
I mean, she's making lies up, but I don't,
for this doctor
guy,
to go,
I know.
Go along with it.
Right, exactly. I don't know.
I cannot wrap my mind around that.
I dug and I couldn't really find any more about this guy, but it's likely that he told someone else, oh yeah, we did have an affair, just to get some clout or whatever it was. And then that made it into
so gross.
Some reporting, but it was never like officially reported on. Yeah, it's so gross. So Yolanda gives this ridiculous interview behind bars the year before she's up for parole, which was just this year. Tries to smear Selena's name, and the fans weren't having it. We were all like, oh, you want to get out? You want to get out this year? Okay. Well, I suggest that you stay right where you are because you're safer in prison. Yolanda was denied parole this year and will be back up for parole in 2030. So,
did they give a reason why she was denied?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that. But sit tight, YOLO. Sit tight, YOLO, Londa. She's where she needs to be. Back to Selena, though. At the time of her death, Selena was planning to open her third boutique in Monterrey, Mexico, but it never made it that far. She had dreams to open even more than that. Selena had told people that while she loved it, singing was her job, but fashion was her dream.
Yeah.
Her friend and designer, Martin Gomez, said that when they worked together, Selena couldn't get the ideas out of her head fast enough. She just was just like a kid. She was just like so excited and talking about, okay, let's do bell bottoms and let's do halter
and rhinestones
and rhinestones. And she just had all these new ideas for clothing. All those bustiers that she wore performing, she would hand bedazzle those.
She created those herself.
She did that herself before she ever started working with this Martin Gomez, who was also just a teenage Mexican kid from a rough neighborhood. I mean, the two of them were just like doing it.
Yeah.
Not doing it, but Anyways, let's move on. Shortly after the trial wrapped up, Selena, the movie, came out in 1997. And a lot of people thought this, biopic was like way too soon. I mean, like she just died like a year and a half ago. There were other actresses considered for the role of adult Selena, like Selma Hayek, but she thought it was too soon. She's like, I don't want to go there. But Selena's family didn't think it was too soon. I mean, they were like, you want to talk about our girl? Let's talk about her. Let's shine the light on her.
Absolutely.
They blessed the project, and they even had some involvement in making the movie, from the wardrobe details to the script and beyond. I think that's why the movie feels so real and authentic. The little incidents that happen in the movie, like her bus breaking down and the Selena's, it's Selena's, and her marriage to Chris being a point of contention with her dad. I mean, all of that stuff really happened. And even the actress that played young Selena nailed it. I mean, just the spirit she had as a kid. I think we all know who played older Selena in the movie, J-Lo. And J-Lo may not have gotten married as many times or almost gotten married or as many times as she had if it wasn't for this movie. I mean, this movie put her on the map. In 2002, District Judge Jose Longoria ordered that the murder weapon, the gun that was used to kill Selena, be destroyed.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of this, Lena?
Why?
Yeah, this is so interesting to me. Anyway.
What?
By destroying the gun, he wanted to honor Selena's legacy and provide the family with some closure. But not everyone agreed with this move. They thought it was like destroying a piece of history. And one man even offered the court $100,000 to leave the gun intact and suggested they put it in a museum.
That just seems a little dramatic.
Right. I mean, they were likening it to like the gun that killed Abraham Lincoln or the sword that killed such and such. Okay, these iconic pieces that took down someone in history. But because this guy's a nobody and because the judge was the judge, Selena's dad and sister watched on as the gun was put into a shredder. The pieces were gathered up and run through the shredder a few more times before it was taken to Corpus Christi Bay and thrown in the water.
What?
I mean, I don't know why they had to throw it in the water.
That all just sounds really dramatic to me.
It's a little bit dramatic, but I mean, the family blessed it. So as long as her family is okay with it.
If that's what they need to move on.
Yeah.
But
it's strange. Yeah. I've never heard of this happening before. Not that it doesn't, but just for a judge.
It's also I guess a slap in Yolanda's face,
like
this is the tool you used and now it's destroyed and so are you.
I get the symbolism behind it, like destroying the murder weapon that killed her. I get the symbolism.
I get it, but dramatic. Okay.
Yeah. A little much.
Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Now, in 2017, Selena was honored with a Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her whole family was there unveiling it for her in her absence. Just so proud of everything she had accomplished, even after death. In 2021, Selena was posthumously honored at the Grammys for a Lifetime Achievement Award. She shares that award with the Bee Gees, David Bowie, Dolly Parton, artists that have accomplished so much in their long spanning career. And she did all of that by age 23.
Yeah.
I reckon she'd have done everything she wanted to and then some.
Oh, man.
She would have had that farm. She would have had the chicken and the goats. She would have had the kids.
And they would be singing right there with her.
She could have done anything.
Yeah.
Her sister Suzette was asked what she thought Selena would be doing these days. And she said probably living on a farm with her kids out of the spotlight. Abraham, who was sitting right next to Suzette in the same interview, said, she'd be still doing music. Yeah, she'd be still doing music.
If he had anything to do with it.
Maybe so. But it was her future.
Yeah.
It was hers to decide. It was her story to write. And I'll always remember Selena in that sparkly purple jumpsuit that she wore for her last performance at the Houston Astrodome. Just singing her heart out, doing her twirls.
Corazón.
Yeah. Como la flor. And that's all I got.
Wow.
I just love her. And it's just so sad. It's so sad.
That is very sad. And because, she was so talented and you're right. Where would she be today? Like the sky was the limit. Mm-hmm. She was very loved. I'm surprised you did this story.
You are?
Yeah. Just because
I love her?
No, it's, did you watch the series on Netflix? When did that come out? A year or so ago?
I didn't watch it. No.
Oh, I thought they portrayed her very well. I thought her story was told very well. So, yeah. I guess it's still on Netflix, but no, it's such a big story. I guess that's why I'm surprised you did it, but
yeah,
I'm glad you did.
I had kind of started writing this last year.
Okay.
When the documentary came out, and I kind of put it aside because it is a big story. It's a big responsibility to tell her story in a way that she deserves to have told.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what? It's October. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it and tell her story. And I feel good telling her story. It's so tragic what happened to her, but her fans have so much love for her, even now.
Even still, yeah. They're still selling T-shirts with her face on it. So
I got this at Target. Come on now. Mainstream. You don't get much more mainstream than that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for telling her story. It was fun reliving our childhood.
I know.
Oh, well, that was great. Let's do it again sometime.
Let's do it.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys. Thank you for listening to Cousins on Crime. Get connected with us by becoming a free member on our Patreon. Or for just $5 a month, you'll have access to bonus episodes, discussion groups, and much more. If you can't afford $5 a month, we get it. Inflation, am I right? Please consider leaving us a positive review and rating wherever you listen.
And don't forget merch. Support our podcast and show the love by sporting t-shirts with our latest designs, or grab an evidence bag to keep the chain of custody for all your valuables. Don't forget to follow our show on your favorite streaming app so you never miss an episode, and get photos and updates on our Instagram at Cousins on Crime Podcast or our Cousins on Crime Facebook page. Have a case suggestion? Email us at cousinsoncrime@gmail.com.